So I'd like everyone to watch this video. It's kind of talking about where young women are today when it comes to them being kind of confused about feminism and, you know, how they should behave and what they should do and where their attitude's at. So let's watch this video.
We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be with it, every poor choice is glamorized, and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I. And unfortunately, we've got an online market that caters to that wounded woman, that caters to that entitled woman, and caters to that narcissistic woman. And it's so wild to me that so many women talk about narcissism, but the society today is just catering to narcissistic women.
Created a generation.
So what are your thoughts on that, ladies? Do you agree with what she's saying, or?
I agree with her because I've known women that have called their ex a narcissist, and they even went into coaching for narcissist survival victims.
Yeah.
And I know her story from childhood, and it's like, you were the narcissist. You were like completely very, and she was a con artist, manipulator. And it was interesting when she went into life coaching.
And did you point that out to her? Like, do women tell other women that? Did they like, hey, you're the problem here?
I put distance between us so she couldn't understand, but I think she understands that I started seeing through her BS and her
But
lies.
they have so many enablers though, right? They have so many women who are like, oh, poor you're such a victim.
Oh yeah, like she had she kept joining, I called it cults. These groups where she was taking courses on
sympathizers, right? They sympathize with her that she's the victim.
She's done a couple of coaching groups, and she doesn't do it anymore. I wonder why, but it just they all enabled her.
So Carly, do you agree with this video, or what are your thoughts?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know girls that kind of fall into that category?
Yes.
Were you ever like that yourself?
Okay, to be honest, I feel like I am a little bit like that.
Okay.
Cause me and my boyfriend had a deep talk, and I feel like cause I am on social media a lot, and I feel like, I feel like I'm still in the young generation, but not too young still, but I feel like there are a lot of TikToks and Reels are showing you that, princess treatment, or you're like the princess in the relationship, you have to be treated as a queen.
Princess passenger, all that shit. Yep.
Everything. So if you see that every single day of your life, then you're gonna slowly think that, oh, you should be treated this way. Instead of maybe this is not the right way,
so being entitled, you're saying?
Yeah. So I feel like I am kind of a little bit like that because being influenced, because I'm like a easily influenced girl. So it's like a bad and good way, but in this side, it's kind of like a bad way.
So do you have friends of yours that you feel that?
Oh yeah, actually I do. I just thought of one, but I don't think we're friends anymore. I distanced myself with her a long time ago when she did something that I do not approve of. And after that thing happened,
I'd love to know what that is.
I know I was going to say spill the tea, but I don't want to be too intrusive.
It's fine.
You don't have to say her name, but you can
No, of course not. Yeah, but it is, of course, is in a relationship. We were friends with them during COVID and everything, and then I met her in high school. So we were friends before then, but she wasn't like such a high standard girl before. And she was just a simple girl. But then like, I don't know what happened to her. Maybe it's the people that surrounded by her and influenced her, or social media even. So she became really materialized, and then also like see herself higher than other people. And she also has to compare everything that people has around her. So for example, if I have this luxury bag, she has to have one that is more expensive than me. Yeah, same brand, but more expensive. And then she has to wear it out and then show me and tell me who bought it for her, kind of thing.
Wow.
And then like she has to show it off. So, and of course she showed it off as, oh, my boyfriend bought me this, blah, 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 you know, like, but I don't really care, because I really don't care. So, I get to a point that like she is starting to get really bad, like as in like, oh, like she's starting to say bad things about her boyfriend in front of like 2 different girls with me. So it's like a girl group at night, and then like we're just talking about it, and then we're talking about, oh, like what's some good traits about your boyfriend, blah blah blah. And she mentioned that one thing that is like not even a good trait. So it's like, I don't even know what that is, but it's just like when you hear it, like I'm not gonna say it because she knows. Like, it's just when you hear it, it's just like, okay, like this
That's
is
how
bad.
you get good trait.
Yeah. And then she starts saying like a lot of bad things about her boyfriend in front of us. And then after they broken up, because she cheated. After they broken up, she would, you know, keep talking about all the bad stuff that he did to her that we don't see, which like we think the guy is better without her. So like she's just putting herself at a spot that like
she's the victim, poor her.
Yeah, like, and then she wants to like justify that like, oh, like she didn't get this, she didn't get that, it's always the guy's fault. So then like after that, like, well, at first I did comfort her because she was my friend, but then after slowly I realized that, okay, like this is all your bullshit. Like you should realize, like, first of all, you're the one who cheated.
Yeah, own up to it.
Yeah, and she did mention to us before that like they were still in a relationship, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, I got a group of these like people, friends, that I have a few guys that was chasing me, like, you know, like I'm just like, what are you telling me right now? Like
you're making me a culprit with you, like.
Yeah, exactly. And then like, I mean, it's fun to hear it, but like, you know, you're still with your boyfriend, and we were all friends in a friend group, so why would you say that, you know? Like, and of course that guy has better money, you know, like not better looking, but like maybe that guy can give her more princess treatment, I guess, and like always tell her, oh, you look so pretty, and then you should deserve everything you want, you know, everything. So yeah, and then afterwards I just distanced myself to her. I don't even talk to her anymore because.
So what you're basically saying is there are women out there that are very shallow
and toxic,
right? So they're
But like, okay, so like I'm thinking, okay, I know women like to deflect. We're all guilty of that. But here's the thing, like back in the day when women were going to high school, there was like, what do you call it? Home ec courses that taught you how to be a woman, how to have etiquette. So you weren't bored at home. You know what I mean? And nitpicking, right? So now we don't have that way to identify with our feminism. Like, I'll be honest, I don't know how to sew. There's certain things that every woman in the 50s and 60s needed to know how to do before they graduated, right? And then that identified and helped with their feminism. And that's what made them stronger in the household, right?
Well, feminism is against all that. They're against traditional values.
Well, you know what I mean? It made them feminine.
You're right.
What
I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like when that was not, it's not even that it didn't become like a mandatory course. It was completely taken out of our curriculum.
Yeah.
So as women, if you didn't have a solid mother to guide you or teach you, then at least you had school to help you with that. But now certain women don't have that, right? So they identify with like male teachers, whatever. So I think it kind of fucks up because as they get older and they don't know what they're supposed to be doing at home, what do? They get bored. It's the other person's fault. right? They nitpick.
Yeah,
Right?
but I think the problem now is that with the stuff that you're saying, people are going to say, like, get the fuck out of the 1950s.
It's not about that, but it's
because women, now the view is that
but it's like
I don't need to be in the kitchen to be a
100%.
woman.
You don't have to, but it's like you said, most of our structure, our roads, our bridges, it's all male dominated, right?
Yeah.
Who hems curtains? Who hems clothes? Who does sewing? That's what mostly women.
But a
because
lot
their
of
hands
these
are
women
smaller.
don't want to do that.
But
that's the problem. They don't want to do anything. They want the princess treatment. So they're going to just look pretty, get their hair done, pack on the makeup,
You can't be a princess if you don't know how to treat your king like a queen. And that's taking care of him, sewing, making sure that you got what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So
these women that you're talking about and the example that this woman is giving, these aren't the type of women who are going to land kings, right?
Fair.
I mean, they're going to basically land hyenas who are disguising themselves as lions.
Small dog syndrome,
right?
yapping.
And what they're going to be doing is, because the guy might have money, he's not better looking than the other guy, he's not really like a leader that way, because he has money, he'll be able to draw this girl to him, but there's nothing really.
Well, the reason I say that is because it's not that I feel like I'm a narcissist, but sometimes I will deflect with like my husband and it's like, oh, you're not doing this. But I realize why. It's because like, maybe I'm not doing something. I'm not cooking him dinner. So he's frustrated when he gets home in that sense. So that's where I'm coming from that perspective.
No, you're right. I'm just saying that today's woman is very confused. She has no idea what she stands for.
Fair.
She has no idea what she's supposed to be into. So if someone, let's say the majority say that, hey, as a woman, you should know how to cook. Like, fuck that. I don't have to cook, right? Why do I have to be the one who knows how to cook? Oh, you should know how to hem or sew. I'm not doing that. My grandmother does that shit. I can pay someone to do that. I'm not going to do that. So whenever you try to tell the modern woman what is actually better for her in the long run, she's automatically going to rebel against whatever it is that you're saying. So they'll say, do you need a man? I don't need a man.
That's why your grandmother's generation was married for years on end and ours divorced like motherfuckers.
And they're also, their lives, like you were saying, were more fulfilled.
Yep.
Because they learned different skills and they enjoyed that part. So I'm not saying that every woman should know how to sew.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I think that gave women like an identity, and now with that kind of being lost, women deflect because they themselves don't know what they're supposed to be.
They have no idea what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Aside from being a princess and always being dolled up, right? That's the only thing that they know. So when it comes to makeup, they'll be able to give you a tutorial. They'll take 2 hours to get ready to put their makeup on. They'll know what color goes with what. They'll know exactly how to dress and all that shit. But when it comes to anything of real substance, they're completely clueless.
They're lost.
Yeah, and if they're being questioned on it, it goes back to what she was saying.
That's what I was saying. Yes.
So they'll say that the man is a narcissist, or
Yes.
the man is controlling. If he wants me to be at home cooking, I'm not his slave. I'm not
Yes.
beneath him. So it's kind of really sad if you think of it.